Greetings everyone. Today we are going to talk about nature of science in the context of coronavirus. Learning the nature of science is as important as learning content of science. Nature of science targets issues like what science is, how it works, how scientists operate as a social group, and how society itself both directs and reacts to scientific endeavors. As you know, these days, coronavirus has caught everyone's attention. So let's look at some characteristics of science. First of all, science is based on data and evidence. Scientists develop their ideas based on evidence, and they change their ideas when new evidence becomes available or the old evidence is viewed differently. Coronavirus is new for everyone, so scientists are collecting data day by day. Some of the data supports the initial ideas, but in some cases they are modifying what they have announced previously. In some circumstances, scientists can control conditions deliberately and precisely to obtain their evidence. Often, however, control of conditions may be impractical or unethical. In such cases, observations have to be made over a sufficiently wide range of naturally occurring conditions to infer what the influence of various factors might be. Secondly, as a social activity, science inevitably reflects social values and viewpoints. The direction of scientific research is affected by what questions are most interesting or what methods of investigation are most likely to be fruitful. Right now, for example, many scientists that they research is somehow connected to health are working on coronavirus. It is also related to funding because the conditions of society affects on which projects are going to be funded. One point to consider is that all cultures, race, genders can contribute to science. What I mean is that right now all the scientists all over the world are putting their knowledge, experiences, data, as well as their creativity to find both cure and vaccines for this virus. Nobody knows which country would reach it, but it does not matter because we all need it. Next, the development of scientific knowledge involves human creativity and human subjectivity. Scientists are constantly making observation, then drawing inferences based on these observations involving both creativity and subjectivity. The smallpox vaccines discovered because one scientist recognized people who had cowpox, which was much weaker than smallpox, actually never get smallpox. So the initial idea did come from the personal experience of one scientist, and the other scientists started to do experiments to make sure it would work and it is a secure way for humans. So scientists' culture and background may play a role in big discoveries in science. Okay. Science and religion are two different ways of knowing. Science and religion are independent. Science and religion are based on different aspects of human experience. In science, explanations must be based on evidence drawn from examining the natural world. Please take advice from scientists, and practicing good hygiene and avoiding crowded places does not have anything to do with our beliefs. The last item I will be discussing is that science follows ethics. Scientists also should think about possible harm that could result from scientific experiments. One aspect is the treatment of live experimental subjects. Modern scientific ethics require that due regard must be given to health, comfort, and well-being of animal subjects. Moreover, research involving human subjects may be conducted only with the informed consent of the subjects, even if this constraint limits some kinds of potentially important research or influences the results. Informed consent entails full disclosure of the risk and intended benefits of the research and the right to refuse to participate. In addition, scientists must not knowingly subject co-workers, students, the neighborhood, or the community to health or property risks without their knowledge and consent. This is why they need time to find vaccines. Alright, so why is it important to be aware of the nature of science? Because it helps you to be a scientifically literate person. Knowing about science and its characteristics helps us to be a scientifically literate person. A scientifically literate person should be able to engage and critique science news about socioscientific issues from a variety of information sources. Such engagement involves critical thinking and argumentation skills to determine if claims made are justified by the evidence and explained by reasonable explanations. So do not trust every video and post related to the coronavirus unless it's coming from a reasonable source. Trust science and scientists and check the resources for the news you're receiving and think critically and carefully about them. Do not let your personal biases help the virus to be spread. Thank you.